practice, we'll be doing a lot of hip opening. We'll be doing a lot of balance. And what I want to talk about today is something that we call mood making, and it happens a lot in the yoga practice. So it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when we kind of show up on the mat and we try to make a mood. So just because it's yoga, we all of a sudden like pretend like we're more peaceful than maybe we are, or like we try to get like really juicy when maybe we're not feeling that way. It's like a forced mood, in other words. The practice is much more about showing up to what's very real. I'll fix that. What's very real on your mat. So the goal is to kind of cut through the crap of the yoga practice that can really easily show up. We do it, whether it's our first kind of year of the practice or whether we're very seasoned. So that's the invitation. Okay, we're going to start in child's pose at the back of the mat. So go ahead and make your way there. Also, a lot of new faces today, so if I haven't met you, it's nice to meet you. We'll take some time in child's pose just for you to drop in and for you to just take a real honest look at how you've stepped onto the mat today. This is not about pretending to be relaxed or peaceful or zenned out because it's your yoga practice. So as you settle into your child's pose, take a moment to check in with your body. Okay, nestle back towards your heels, relax your inner thighs, let your belly hang. As much as you can, just really soften into the shape. And instead of showing up to the mat and to the practice with this kind of agenda or a plan or an expectation, can you instead kind of shift into an energy or a state of receiving, of listening? And every practice is a gift. It has something often unexpected to provide. So just kind of taking that moment to let go of control. Okay, from your child's pose, take your hands together like a prayer, and then thumbs dot the nape of your neck. You can lightly press your elbows into the floor and just find some opening into the triceps, into the underside of your shoulders. And take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let everything go. Good. So bigger breath into the base of your belly, the rib cage, the top of the chest, out to the shoulders. And then an open mouth, exhale. Okay. Another time. So exploratory, expansive breath in. And a long breath out. And you can re-extend your arms towards the front of your space. If you need more time in child's pose to arrive, right? If you feel distracted and you're still kind of getting here, you can stay. If you're ready, go ahead and lift your body up to a tabletop position, all fours. Just take some time to spread your fingers out wide. Okay, we're digging into the base knuckle of every finger. I forgot to do something. Walk your hands back. We have to do it. We're going to find some time in toes pose. So you'll tuck your toes underneath you. You might want to manually untuck the pinky toes. So a lot of this class will be working with some balance. And so we just want to wake up the feet for a little bit of time. So the tendency in this pose is to lean forward because it's extremely uncomfortable. Try to start with your shoulders stacked over your waist. And then just soften your eyes to a close. So super, super temporary here. Use the intensity and sensation to pull you into the moment. So pull you out of the mind and into your body. Creating space around the sensation, right? So instead of kind of letting it overcome you, take a big step back, see the sensation as something a little bit separate, isolate it. Go 3 more breaths. And 2 more breaths. Good, nice work, guys. Come forward, tabletop. You can tap the tops of your feet against the mat. And then from your tabletop position, right leg back, left arm forward, spinal balance. If this is feeling like a lot on your back, you can just stay right here. Okay, if you want to move forward, we're taking knee to chest, so there's no rounding here. Just knee comes in, reach back with your left hand and tap your thighs, stiffen through your belly. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, hand to thigh. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tap. Really nice breath. So hold your spinal extension. From here, bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand and try to catch it. So instead of kicking, I want you to pull your heel in towards your seat as tightly as you can and find just the gentlest rounding of your tailbone under, kind of like cat pose. So it's a quad stretch basically. Now we're also balancing. So stiffen through your side bodies. There's a baby bend in your right elbow. Nice. Last breath in. Okay, exhale back to your spinal extension. Just the left hand will come down to the ground. Now right knee to right wrist, shin bone turns in, half pigeon. Left leg stretches back behind you. So it's pretty early for half pigeon. We're not gonna sweep it, we're just gonna stay lifted. So I like to walk my hands forward and wide. Think about wrapping your right hip crease back a little bit, and we're just gonna spend some time getting into the outer right seat. So this shape of the leg, okay, is something that we're gonna come back to over and over again throughout the practice. You're just kind of feeling things out. Two breaths. And then very gently slide over to your right seat. Open up to the side so you're in Janu Sirsasana, left leg out, right knee bent. Left ear is going to reach towards the left knee as you take a side body stretch so you can hold your shin, your foot, whatever feels accessible. This might be enough for you. Okay, if you want, you can take your right arm up and over, side body stretch as deep as you want to go. Okay, now as much as you're reaching through the right fingertips, you're also feeling heavy and anchored through the right sitting bone. Good. One inhale. Like a cartwheel, right hand down, left hand down, turn your body to the floor and just even out. Back into tabletop, we'll switch sides. So from your tabletop on this side, left leg back, right arm forward, find your spinal balance. Good, stiffen through the side bodies, take a breath in to get longer. Now exhale, left knee comes in. We're not really rounding. Reach your right hand back and tap your thigh. Inhale, extend. Oops, sorry guys. Exhale, hand to thigh. One more time. Inhale, extending out. Good, to tap. Good, find your extension, and then this time left knee bends, reach back, capture the foot, and instead of kicking like dancers, hug your heel in tight towards your seat, and just the slightest cat. So you're rounding the pelvis just a little bit to get into the quad and hip flexor. Baby bend in the left elbow. Nice, Amber. Good, release back to your extension, and then right hand down. Left knee, left wrist. Setting up for half pigeon, turn your shin bone in, stretch your right leg back longer. Then we're staying lifted in the half pigeon, so whatever you gotta do, whatever feels comfortable for you. Usually one side will feel more open than the other. I like to think of this here as just kind of taking inventory. How's your knee doing? How open is your hip feeling? 2 breaths. Okay, this time it's gently over to the left seat. Open your body up. Your legs will kind of slide. So the right leg is long, left knee stays bent. Side body stretch, right ear to right knee. Left arm up and over. So this is just to the depth that feels good in your body. As much as you're reaching through the left arm, you're also digging and anchoring through the left sitting bone. Awesome, Joanna. I love that. And there's such an opportunity to breathe into the left lung, underside of the left shoulder. Let's take one more inhale, reach big. Okay, exhale like a cartwheel, hands come down to the mat. Tabletop and then right into downward facing dog. So however you'd like to get into it, down dog. For me, it always feels good to start with my knees pretty bent. This helps me find a lot more length in the low back. Feels like some release and some extra space there. Okay, at the forefront of this practice, there's just an opportunity to get a little more real, right? So there's so many layers that the mind will bring with it. But what is present? So what's right in front of you on the mat? Okay, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good, bigger into the belly, breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. And sealing your lips, but keeping the audible quality in through the nose and out. Nice breath. Right leg high, down dog kick. Step your foot through low lunge. Take a moment to arrive in your lunge. There's no rush at all. Ankle underneath knee. You can sway forward and back, side to side. So kind of a classic start to our Sun A. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee down. So it's just one breath in to lift. Then as you exhale, hands down to the mat, step forward into a fold. So you can take any forward fold that you'd like. Okay, if your low back is feeling great, belly to thighs, okay, up to you. You can also take your halfway lifted shape and fold from there by just straightening the knees back. Okay, wherever you've landed, drop your head towards the floor. Good place to unhinge the jaw. Take one more breath. Okay, exhale, hands down if they're lifted. Find a halfway lift. Okay, on exhale, your version of a forward fold. All the way up to standing, mountain, big lift up, reach through your fingers. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Weight goes into your right foot, tree pose. Left foot on the ankle, calf, or if you're ready for it, foot to inner thigh. So we're back into this shape of the leg. We've got several tree poses, so this is just kind of setting the foundation of balance here. Shoulders back and down, soft gaze for one more breath. Okay, and then with control, one-legged mountain, left knee lifts, arms back up. So feel like your right leg is this pillar driving into the ground. There's a squeeze and lift at the base of your right seat. Okay, now with control, warrior one, step your left foot back, land it at an angle. So left toes point to the top left corner of your yoga mat. Nice work, good transitions. Right knee bends forward. Don't worry about squaring the hips forward, just let them splay. Okay, rib cage up. Nice work. Take one inhale. Exhale, hands come down to your mat. Right leg goes up and back. You can bend the knee, open the hips. Back to downward facing dog, 2 feet on the floor. Left leg goes high. Exhale into your lunge. Taking a couple moments to get into it. Swaying forward, back side to side. Back knee to the ground. Crescent moon, lift your fingertips up. Just one breath, bigger, bigger. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step forward into your version of a fold, whether that's belly to thighs or from a halfway lift. Really nice, guys. Halfway lift, hands to shins. So every time, halfway lift, squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, your fold. Nice work. Up to standing, mountain pose, big lift. Hands to heart on the exhale. Left foot is foundation, tree pose, Vrikshasana, foot to ankle, calf, or inner thigh. It's about 3 really slow breaths. Shoulders back. Next inhale with control, one-legged mountain. So we're just turning the knee forward. Good, level off through the hips. Left leg really strong and powerful. Okay, from there, slow step back, warrior one. You're landing your right foot at a 45-degree angle. It's a really powerful stance here. Make sure you are plugged through the right heel. If you're not, shorten your stance a little bit. Take one breath. Exhale, hands to the mat. Down dog kick, left leg up and back. Bend your knee, open your hips if you did on the first side. Downward facing dog. Sorry, I left you hanging. Inhale, gaze goes forward. Step hop, top of your yoga mat. Once you get there, halfway lift. Exhale, fold your body. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down into your heels. Take a moment. Your feet do not have to be touching here. It might feel a lot more supportive if your feet are wide, at least hip width distance. Good. Take one breath. Exhale, figure 4, left ankle to right knee. So back into the familiar shape with the left leg. Okay, finding the depth that's feeling good for your hips, for your low back. Okay, now sometimes what happens is with the knee in this position, the left hip sinks. So you might find a micro lift of the left hip crease. Good, balance. So using the balance as a way to bring the attention right here. Okay, exhale your breath. One-legged mountain, stand up, bring your left knee with you. Just like before, warrior one. Find that transition. You got one inhale in warrior one. Okay, exhale, warrior two. Open your stance up. You might need to walk it longer. Okay, in your warrior two, front knee is bending straight forward and then just slightly open. Good. Dig in through the knife edge of your left foot for one breath. Exhale, extended side angle, right forearm, right inner thigh. And then we'll take a variation. It's called scissors side angle. So your left, or your right arm rather, will reach to the back of the mat. Left arm will reach up and over. So your arms are reaching in opposite directions. If you want to make it extra hard, don't use the bottom leg. Use your core instead. You're here for 3 counts. Slow 1, 2. Last breath in. Okay, staying to breathe out. And then you'll reverse your warrior. So all the way up and back. Variation for the reverse warrior is an arch your arm, bend your right elbow, thumb to the nape of the neck, and then optional to grab the right elbow with your left hand. Press your skull back. Like a lever, draw back on your elbow and deeper into your right side body. One breath into the right side. Exhale, gentle release. Make your way into a lunge. From here, normally we go into lounge lizard from a twist, but instead, from your lunge, turn all 10 toes to the right long edge of your yoga mat. All 10 toes turn right. At the same time, lower your left hip towards the floor. And we'll hang out here. If you want, you can reach the right arm back. Personally, I like to hug the knee a little bit. Okay, we've got, if you're Chris, you can drink your coffee here. So good. Take one more breath. Exhale all the way back around, low lunge. Lift up half, standing splits rather, so your left leg rises. And exhale into a fold, top of your yoga mat. We'll start the second side. Halfway lift. Exhale your fold. Really good breath. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down into the heels, arms sweep up. Second side, figure four, right ankle, left knee. Notice if the right hip is dipping down, find level. Seat sticks back, torso hinges forward. Good. Use the balance and follow the balance to just stay on your mat. Okay, one-legged mountain, right knee rises. On your time, warrior one. Once you get to warrior one, take a big full breath, full expression. Warrior two, and settle in. Warrior two is a longer stance. Nice, Erin. Some of you are ready for even more length. So if your left knee is passing the ankle, you can walk the foot farther forward. Good work. Take a breath. Exhale, extended side angle first. And then scissor side angle. Left arm reaches to the back wall. Right arm reaches to the front of your room. And then maybe you don't use the bottom leg. Awesome, Jay. So instead, you're using the side bodies to keep your torso hinging. Exhale your breath out. Okay, reverse warrior. Keep the bend of your front knee. Switch the arms. Then you have the archer arm variation. Bend your left elbow, thumb to then our lounge lizard, but instead of moving through lunge twist, just turn the feet and then drop your outer right hip to the floor. You can do whatever you want with the left arm. Just playing with opening the outer hip pocket from a little bit of a different shape. Take another breath. Exhale all the way around. Standing splits, right leg pops up. And exhale, forward fold. So we are going right into our standing series. Okay. Just want to pace ourselves. It's a lot, I know. Okay, take a halfway lift and hold it. So from your halfway lifted position, I would say the higher up you are, the better. So maybe even hands come to thighs, and your feet should probably be hip width distance. From here, play with lifting through your tippy toes, hands to heart, and maybe you stay here. Okay, or you're gonna play with finding a squat. So the key is to keep your spine straight the whole time. It's not tuck and curl. It's simply squatting, knees forward, spine up and down. It's just something to play with, warming up for what's coming later. Okay, now inhale, come back to your halfway lift. Nice control. Exhale, your version of a forward fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, figure four, left ankle, right knee. This time, playing with hot tree, you'll interlace your hands, scoop up your left foot, bring it with you. So for some of us, this is gonna be a big no, in which case you'll just do regular Vinyasa style tree, which we already did. Hot tree, the knife edge of your left foot nestles into right hip crease. Maybe you hold it with the right hand, left hand to heart. Eventually, no hands because the foot is pushing into the leg. Here for 3. Breathing for 2. And last exhale. One-legged mountain with control. The left knee rises up. Good. Warrior one. You've got that inhale, full expression, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Crushing it, guys. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Trikonasana triangle, hips back. Fingertips stretch as far forward as they'll go. And then right hand down to support, left arm up. Awesome, Mark. So there's a lot of opportunity to breathe here, right? Think about how many corners there are in your body, all the long lines of extension in your body. Try to breathe and make something bigger of them. It's really nice. Exhale your breath out. Reverse warrior, optional archer arm. It's just one breath. Inhale. Okay, exhale, hands to the mat, low lunge. This time you've got a runner's lunge. Right foot walks out to the wide edge of your yoga mat. It's about 2 breaths here, and then I'll offer up a quad stretch. If you want it, it's totally optional. As a reminder, in your runner's lunge, right ankle is past the knee. There you go. And if you're taking the quad stretch, left hand more or less to the center of your mat. Back foot lifts, right hand meets left foot. You can always just reach in that direction. Check in with your breath. One inhale. Okay, exhale, release. Lift your back knee, walk it into a low lunge. We're going to switch things up a little bit. Quarter turn to the left, prasarita. Wide-legged forward fold. Just watch your neighbor. Turn your toes in, heels out. It's a moment to kind of catch your breath a little bit. The breath is so awesome today. Take a halfway lift. Turn to the back of your mat, low lunge. Step your feet together, fold. Nice, halfway lift. Exhale, fold your body. And come into your chair pose. Hold your chair. So I'm going to make kind of a statement that I think mirrors are sometimes responsible for the mood making in the practice. So just noticing if it feels a little bit different. Right? There's kind of we have to go inward here. Next exhale, figure 4, left ankle to right knee. I'm just noticing any differences, like the quality of attention, the direction of attention. Just like before, scooping up the left foot, bringing it up into your hot tree. Shorter hold. You can also go right into traditional tree, foot to inner thigh. With control, one-legged mountain, left knee lifts, arms up. Little bit of a change here, standing splits. The left leg back, torso hinges forward, hands to the ground. Nice work. You got an inhale. Yeah. Exhale, low lunge. Quarter turn to the left. You're in your wide-legged fold, prasarita. Back to the front of your space, lunge. Now, we're going to set up something kind of funky. Left leg is forward, right? Yes. Okay. Back foot is going to step over to the left side of your mat. You're going to walk this left foot over to the right side of your mat. If you have a block or blocks, please grab them. Okay. I want you to lift your front foot so that you're balancing on the knife edge. I know that this feels very awkward. I'm totally aware. Okay. Flex the foot. Now, as you inhale, lower as much as you can, and this might just be an inch. So it's almost like half pigeon. Like this is my depth before my knee starts to get cranky. So I'll stop here. Okay. And then we'll straighten both of the legs on the exhale. You'll feel it a little bit in the IT bands. So we move very, very slow. Inhale forward, left knee to the side. Exhale slowly back. Okay, 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen, lower. Good. Exhale back. Okay, let's just come back to low lunge. So you'll walk your feet back into their places. Step to the top of your mat, find a fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and hold it. Come up to your tiptoes, hands to heart. You could play with the balance right here. Or keeping the spine completely straight, just the knees bend. And as the knees bend, your shoulders lift, stack right over your waistline. So it's like a squat, but you're actually up and down through the spine. Good, and then we move back into our halfway lift with control. Come back, and exhale, forward fold. Nice job. Chair pose. Utkatasana, sit into your heels. Figure four, right ankle, left knee, hands to heart. Hot tree, scoop up your right foot, stand tall on your left leg, and then you know your options, right? We're feeling this out. It's such a weird position of the right leg. Nice, Luke. One-legged mountain. Right knee rises, lots of control. Take a breath. Step back. Warrior one. You've got one inhale to get there, to open up through the chest. Exhale, warrior two. Right into triangle, straighten your front leg. Then hips back, left arm far, far forward. Find support and breathe. So as a reminder, the invitation is to get a little closer to what's right in front of you on your mat, whether that's a sensation or a thought pattern. Whatever that experience is that's looking at you, can you be super real with it and take the filter off? Okay. Next inhale, reverse warrior. It's just a breath. Open up through the left side of your body. Good. To the mat, low lunge. Runner's lunge. Walk your left foot out wide. You only have a few counts in runner's lunge before I offer up the quad stretch. These moments of pause and stretch, really great opportunity to check in, get real with yourself. It is alarmingly easy, right, to create superficial layers on top of the practice. Just because you're on your mat doesn't mean you're exempt from thought, okay, stories, etc. Quad stretch if you want it. Right hand toward the center of your mat. Left hand might pick up your back foot. Yeah, Jess. We got about one more breath. Beautiful, Katie. Release. Come back to a low lunge position. Back knee up. Center off your feet. Now turn to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Toes turn in, heels out. If you want to do something different here, go for it. Maybe it's a chest expansion grip. Okay, if you want a skandasana, you can do that. Call it about 5 slow breaths. Halfway through. Start thinking about wide-legged forward folds. Hands on the mat. Little halfway lift. It can be a quarter lift. Turn to the back. Back of your space. Good. Step your feet together. Find your fold. Keep moving. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Sitting into the heels, adjusting. Right, where does the gaze go? Where does the attention go? And figure four, right ankle onto left knee. Basically got another chance to run through the sequence. As you're ready, you're scooping up your right foot, hot tree or vinyasa tree option. About 2 breaths in your tree. Yes, guys, amazing balance. All right. One-legged mountain. Inhale, right knee up, and it changes here. Standing splits, right leg directly behind you, hands to the mat. So it's basically a one-legged forward fold. You can take the depth in the torso to whatever feels good in your body. Okay, low lunge when you're ready. If you want to stay extra and play, not going to stop you. Okay, so low lunge, then you'll turn to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Quarter lift together, inhale big. Turn to the front of your space, low lunge. Block or blocks will be very helpful. You're gonna step your left foot over to the right side, walk your right foot over to the left. Okay, make your life easier by lifting the right arch of your foot up, flex hard through the toes, and then lower to the depth that feels okay in your body. So maybe it's just an inch. And now very, very gently straighten both of the legs. Maybe not all the way straight. Good, lower. And lift, so slow. Be delicate here. Another time down. And lift. Nice job, guys. Come back to a lunge. Walk your feet into their places. Step your foot forward, halfway lift, top of your yoga mat. Exhale, fold. Okay, halfway lift your body. I want you to take it back, downward facing dog, into a brief child's pose because we've done a ton of movement. So just come back into child's pose. This is because we have a peak series today, not a peak pose. It's going to be a little bit challenging. So we're just taking some time in child's pose to collect, slow down, cool off. Come back to a rhythm in your breath. Whatever has shown up or come to the surface through the practice, whatever kind of chatter is going on in the mind, being disciplined enough to just be with it, but also recognize that you can take a step back from it too. All right, tabletop to down dog. I'm gonna offer lots and lots of variations for what's coming. Energizing breath in through the nose. Full open mouth, exhale. Amazing. Gaze goes forward, top of your yoga mat. Step, hop, float, feet to hands. Halfway lift once you get there. Your forward fold. Back into chair pose, arms up. Right leg is going to be the foundation. Exhale, hot tree. So left ankle crosses over. Right. Now, if you have a block or blocks, you're going to want them. If you have one block, it's going to be a nice challenge for you today. Okay, so figure four. Let's scoop up the foot and come into hot tree if you haven't yet. Layer one is tree. Okay, you can hang out. You can play with closing the eyes if you want that kind of challenge. Layer two, bring some buoyancy and bend into the right knee and hinge forward. So you might just pause here in a forward fold with your hot tree leg. You could also come back to figure four and fold from there. Okay, next layer, you're gonna lift up to your right tiptoes. Start to squat. Okay, it's just like we practiced before. As you sit onto your right heel, your shoulders will stack. I like to walk the arms back. This is called toe stand. You need your heel to be up in your junk for sure. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to balance. Okay? One arm balances at a time. Maybe. Maybe. Play with it for like 3 to 5 breaths. And we're going to go out the way we came in. Very important part of the process. Okay, so if you're in your toe stand, you go back into the fold. From toe stand, it's all the way back up, tree, into a one-legged mountain. You can do it. Standing splits. Hands meet the mat. Step into a low lunge. Right leg high. Knee to nose. Okay, now you're going to take this right ankle, cross it over your left knee in down dog. This is called figure four, downward facing dog. You can stay here. You can shorten your stance a little bit to try to get the left heel flat. But I want you to, as an option, you can stay in figure four or take your left hand to your right foot. Slide it up into a hot tree leg.
Yeah. Now keep the leg in that position. Come forward into high plank. Heel drops to the left, right arm lifts. Hot tree, side plank. This would be the official peak on this side. Lift for 3. Lift for 2. Okay, now listen. Knee to nose. Right hand down, knee to nose. Half pigeon, right knee, right wrist. Stretch your leg back. Whew. All right, half pigeon, permission to sleep. So if you want to fold, you can do that. I just have to say, though, that if you wanted to do mermaid, you could do it. You're really open for it, okay? And I'm going to walk you through it in about 3 breaths, just in case you're not tired. So if you want mermaid, right, we've done the quad opening, side body opening, hip opening. You come up. The key here is we want to be lifted, and there's some squeeze in the inner thighs. Okay. You'll open slightly to the left, pick up your back foot, maybe you stay right here. Hand to foot, quad stretch. Okay. You can also play with wiggling the foot into that elbow crease. Maybe you stay. Or right arm up, maybe hands come together behind you, just like that archer arm variation we practiced before. Very nice. Good? Yes, Trina. Fair. Deserved. I know. Oh, I know. 2 breaths. If you're in mermaid, definitely come back to your half pigeon. Hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Just set up again. Not thinking too much about what's coming. The thing is that there are a lot of layers, so if it felt a little overwhelming, just change it up on the second side. Gaze forward to your hands, last big push. Top of your mat, however you'd like to get there. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair. Right ankle, left knee. When you're ready, hot tree. So you could stay in figure 4 this whole time, right? And instead of folding in a hot tree, you'll fold in figure 4 and just hang out here the whole time. If you're in hot tree, go ahead, find your fold. Maybe you stay. I personally think this is an awesome stretch. If you want to move forward, you got to lift the left heel. As you squat down, try to keep your spine straight. And you're playing with the balance, maybe. 1 arm at a time. 2. Now exiting the way we came in, okay? So very slowly finding your fold, finding your lift. One-legged mountain, right knee rises, just kind of setting up. We got it. Standing splits. And into a low lunge shape. Low lunge. Down dog kick, left leg up and back. Knee towards the nose, just come forward like plank. Figure 4 down dog, left ankle, right knee. You could hang out here. Maybe the right hand reaches back, pulls the left foot into your tree leg. Hold it there. This whole thing can be done with figure 4 legs. Come forward, high plank. Heel drops to the right, left arm up. Yeah. Hips up 3. Strong right arm 2. Okay, plank, knee to nose. Left knee pulls in, half pigeon, left knee, left wrist. Woo. Nice job, guys. So sleeping the pigeon, if you did on the first side. Nice work today.
you did your mermaid on the first side and you'd like to try here, and rise up. Remember that we want to feel lifted, so you might lift up a bit higher. Squeeze inner thighs together. You'll micro turn to the right. Pick up your back foot, just like the quad stretch, then maybe the fingers or toes rather creep up towards your elbow crease. So many layers to pause at. If it doesn't feel like force, taking that archer arm bind for 3. Yes, Sarah. Stunning. 2. 1. If you need more time to feel even in your half pigeon, you can stay there. Otherwise, you'll come to a downward facing dog just when you're ready. Onto your knees, legs out in front of you. Grab your block, find your seat. Come all the way down to your back. We'll take supported legs up the wall. Slide your block right underneath your sacrum at the lowest height. Legs go up. I would situate your blocks so that your legs fall back at you just a little bit. Helps make it more effortless. Arms wherever they want to go, whether it's on the ground, on your body, but letting yourself slow down here. A lot of work on the lower half of the body, so just feeling the legs heavy, the toes light. And as the practice physically begins to slow down, just noticing what's in front of you here. It's right in front of you, looking at you, whether it's body sensations, thoughts, qualities, energies. And bend your knees, take your feet down. Can lift your hips, remove the block, and take fallen bridge so your knees knock together, feet as wide as your yoga mat. We're going to be here for quite some time. Just making it comfortable. Sometimes we think that just because we're on our yoga mat, the mind is not play, but the reality is that it does follow us wherever we go. And so it's a great opportunity in this practice. And the mind has an agenda, and then instead of that agenda, just taking the discipline and attention to check in with what's present, what the practice wants for us. And separate your knees and just very gently let them both fall to the left side of your yoga mat. Little monkey twist. This might be enough. If you'd like more, you'll take your left foot gently to the top of your right knee. You're just here for about 2 breaths. A little internal rotation to counter all the opening in the hips. And knees back to center. switching sides. Maybe the right foot on top of the left knee. And back to center. If you'd like, you can give yourself one more squeeze or just move right into Shavasana. Right into your resting pose, setting it up. We've got some time to be here, so get comfortable. Let your feet take up space, let them fall open. Palms flip up to the ceiling. And then agreeing to allow the stillness to be exactly what it is. So taking off any filters, any desires, any expectations. And how closely can you get to the moment unfiltered? And taking the last few moments in your stillness to notice if there's anywhere else you can release tension, allow So you're welcome to stay in your resting pose for as long as you'd like. If you feel like you're in the middle of something, you can just stay. If you feel ready to bring your awareness back to the room, back to your body, you can start that process now. We'll take the next half minute or so to find a fetal position. It's quite a bit of time, so no rush. And from your side body, rising up to a seat, any kind of comfortable seat. And get grounded through your sitting bones. Feel the lift of your spine through the crown of your head. Take your chin back just slightly. Tucks into your throat. Hands together in front of your heart. And take a deep breath in together. And exhale. Another time, breathing in. And breathing out. So a moment just to acknowledge the land, culture, and people where this practice and these teachings came from. And a moment to acknowledge yourself for choosing to spend your time and energy in this way. And thumbs to the center of your forehead, bowing to the earth in love and in gratitude. Namaste. All right. Happy Sunday. I hope to see you at my writing group on Thursday. Otherwise, next Sunday. Okay. Take care of yourself.